It's Wander season.
Run, and he swings, hits it high and deep, and gone! Home run! Franco's first in the big leagues.
And in today's episode, I'm going to be going over 5 baseball cards that have been going up. And to throw something new in these episodes, I'm going to now start covering some minor league cards. So I'm going to be covering 2 first Bowman prospect cards, along with 3 rookie cards to take a look at. Jump on my computer and show you those right now. All right, guys. So usually I do only 2 tools I use over here: Baseball Reference and Market Movers, which, by the way, if you want to use Market Movers, I can get a 20% off discount and help fund this channel. Use code Breakout. I appreciate you if you do. But I'm going to add in an extra tool this time, and I'm going to be doing some prospect cards in these videos. So each week I'm going to do probably 1 or 2 prospect cards that have been going up. And the reason why I want to do that is because the prospect market is so lucrative. I mean, the fact that if you can predict a player that's going to be a top 3 or top 5 prospect and their cards are going for more than the second best player in baseball since 2014, absolutely insane to me. But if you want to make some money and have some opportunities with that, go for it. And that's what I'm going to start doing. Like I said in that Wander Franco video, I think it's insane that a Franco card is now $300 plus and Betts is underneath it. Franco hasn't played 1 Major League Baseball game. Obviously, today is the 23rd, so he's now in his 2nd baseball game. He hit a home run last night, really great. But as a Rays fan, obviously, I'm ecstatic Franco came up. I hope he's going to be the next generational player. But paying prices for more than that generational player of Mookie Betts, or paying for more than like a Freddie Freeman or Manny Machado or Nolan Arenado or any other all-star / potential MVP in the league, it's insane to me. But that's where the market's at right now. Make your money with it, invest in other things. So that's my idea with that. And let's go over these 5 cards that have been going up. I'm going to try to start taking a look also at 7 days. I know there's not a ton of data points, and that was a concern down in the description down below. The reason why I do these, even if there's not a lot of data points, is because dealers and people selling cards all base around a comp. So if there's 1 or 2 comps, that's the new price of the card. Yes, there's manipulation out there, but that's where the market is at right now. There's no standardization. There used to be standardization with price guides, but with how the market has been changing so fast, just comps are the way to go. So I'm sorry there's not a big stat pool to go through these, but it is what it is. So our first guy we're taking a look at is Wander Franco. You can see right here, last week, these cards were about $200, and the last comp on this was $344, $307 right there, $301, $294. And being on Twitter as well, I'm seeing these getting sold all day long between $300 and $325. People are buying these up. I mean, look at the pop count on this, guys. It's almost 10,000. Franco had 1 big game. I think he's still a good player, but at this price point, I just can't recommend it. You need to have more data on Franco being in the major leagues. It's such a big jump between the minors into the majors, and there's so much risk. And if you guys want to see my full thoughts, watch that video that I posted 2 days ago talking about Wander Franco and not buying this card. Like Franco, but I just don't recommend this card right now. And obviously right now, number 1 prospect in baseball. So the first prospect I'm going to talk about this week is Bobby Witt Jr. And Bobby Witt Jr. cards have been going up this week. I think a lot of people are thinking he's going to bounce up into here. If you look at the other top 5 prospects over here, you have Adley, who's a catcher. Catchers just really don't go for much. Spencer right here, Detroit Tigers, they think he's going to get called up next year. Kelenic, who's been sent down. Julio Rodriguez looks really, really good. I think he's going to end up getting that number 1 spot really soon. Mackenzie Gore, which is a pitcher, and pitcher cards aren't really that valuable, unfortunately, especially prospecting wise. And he's getting older. I feel like he's been in AA or AAA for such a long time. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. And then you have Bobby Witt and CJ Abrams down here. So I can really see both of these players moving up here really, really soon, especially since Kelenic got called up, Franco, and Adley's going to get called up really soon too. He's already 23, which I didn't even realize. But it says ETA is 2021. So people are trying to predict who that next number 1 player is, and the market saw Bobby Witt Jr. cards spike up. So you can see they were at like $150. You can check this out over here. Even at 30 days, you can see over here, they've been going up like $150, down again, and they've been spiking back up again to about $200. You can see I had one spike over here as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if these continue to push up or if they're going to be stable at that 150 to 175 range. Depending where the Franco cards end up going, I think that's what's going to happen with Witt, because people think he's going to be one of those next top prospects in baseball. Everyone talks about him. So if he ends up being there, I could see that staying at that value, at the $200 value. And, you know, if he gets called up, maybe it's going to get pushed to 300 like Wander. Next guy I want to start talking about is Walker Buehler. I like Buehler as a pitcher. I know people always hate on pitcher cards, but he's a lot of things going for him. I mean, look at the stats this year. 7-0, a 2.38 ERA, a .9 whip. I mean, what more could you ask for? Everyone talks about how good DeGrom is pitching, and people forget how good Walker Buehler is. And he's in a staff where you have Trevor Bauer and you also have Clayton Kershaw. So Dodgers, whatever they do with their pitchers, man, absolutely amazing pitching staff. And this is coming from a Rays fan. We always, figure out pitchers. But you can take a look at his 10 at $30. I feel like this is such a steal. I know it's a modern card. There's a ton of them out there. But how good of a player he is. And if you compare the prices to other players like an Acuna, or you also look at a Juan Soto or a Vlad 10, like, I still feel like it's such a bargain. But look at this. It's gone from $30 this past week over to $45. Again, not a lot of data points, but Buehler is rolling and pitching extremely well. Again, taking a look at his stats, he is 26 years old, about to be 27. The WAR isn't as high as I wish it was. Again, same with stuff like wins, strikeouts, but man, he's wheeling and dealing and he's doing great. I really like Buehler as a player. And if he goes up the DeGrom route and just continues dominating as he gets older, could be a great player to invest in. Next guy, I like this investment a little bit better. I know he's been hurt. I think he might be coming back, and this is why his card prices have been spiking a little bit. But you can take a look at Shane Bieber right here. His 10 was originally at like $50 this past week or so. There have been a few other sales that have slowly creeped up. You can see right here a $65 sale, an $82 sale, and then a $75 sale. So it's going to be interesting to see if these stay at this $75 value, or they're going to go back to 50. Either way, if you're bought at $50, they're up to 75. I mean, you're making a decent amount of money within just a few days, so you can't really complain with that. But Bieber, I think, is a good hold. So we can take a look at Bieber right now. And you can see already almost at 12 WAR. He has 41 wins, already at 629 strikeouts. His whip is a lot higher than I thought he was. I know he did extremely well last year. He was just in the Central Division. I thought it'd be a lot lower of a whip, honestly, to guys. But still, a 1.1 career whip is really good. 1.2 is pretty high, though, for this year. So I wonder if he got tagged in one of his last starts or not. I mean, he won the Triple Crown last year. He almost won the MVP. You can see right here, MVP for some great stuff at that 1.6 ERA. I mean, he's only, 26 years old, just turned 26. And yeah, I was right. He is on the 10-day disabled list. But I do like Bieber. I'd be, honestly, right now at $75. We had, Buehler at 50. I don't know. Buehler sounds like a better deal right now. I know it's a 1-year age difference, but Buehler keeps wheeling and dealing. You're talking about if you're spending $150, you can get 3 Buehlers or 2 Biebers. I want to look at Buehler a little bit better. Next guy to take a look at right here is Shohei Ohtani. Now looking at Ohtani, I mean, he just keeps going up. And if you watch these videos, I always say don't invest in Ohtani. I'm still going to stay with that. I know he's a generational player because he can hit and he can pitch as well. And there's no one else like it. Everyone always compares him to Babe Ruth. I understand all of this stuff, but just taking a look at the pure stats, it's going to be so tough to make the Hall of Fame. Very, very tough. Obviously, playing both positions, he's going to get a ton of WAR. Right now, he has 23 home runs, batting .270. Very, very great. And then you also look at his pitching as well. Down over here, where is it at? Standard pitching. 2.7 ERA. And then a whip as a 1.1 whip. A lot of people think he's going to win the MVP over Vlad Guerrero. And I just don't agree with that, man. Vlad Guerrero might win the Triple Crown for both leagues. He's just absolutely raking the ball. Ohtani, yeah, it's awesome. He can pitch and hit at the same time. But you're going to talk about Vlad Guerrero winning the Triple Crown. at what, 22 years old. I'm just gonna put this over here. Oops. Go to his son, not the OG. Yeah, he's batting 340 with 23 home runs. Absolutely insane. At the age of 22. Really, really good right there for Vlad. So if I was voting, my vote would go to Vlad and not Ohtani. Ohtani's a lot older, like I said. He's let's go back over here. 26 years old, about to be 27. Has had a lot of injury concerns in his career. I mean, 70 home runs right now, 297 hits. Not looking well long term for hitting wise and even pitching wise. He's at, let's see. I feel like that's so low, but only 7 wins in his entire career. Let's put it over here. 139 strikeouts. I mean, I guess he's been injured since he's been called up in 2018. So I guess that makes sense on there. I know, yeah, obviously the Japan stats, but they don't really transfer over to American MLB stats. You can even look at like Ichiro. Ichiro, if he counted all his Japanese stats, he would be the all-time hit king, but everyone still considers that to be Pete Rose. I don't know, that's my 2 thoughts on it. I know everyone's going to roast me for this and say, oh, Ohtani's such a good investment. I say stay away. I just don't see the value with that being there, especially long-term. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. Let me know what players you are investing in. Letting you know with that. Also, I forgot to mention what cards I do have and don't have. So I do want to say, Wander Franco, I have no cards of right now. Ohtani, I have no cards of right now. Bieber, I probably have like 5 or so of his cards. Bueller, I have a ton of Bueller cards. Maybe like 100 or so. Mostly base Topps rookies. But I do have some autographs as well. And these are all cards I picked up from quarter boxes at card shows. I knew Bueller was doing really well his rookie season, so I just continued to pick those up. Bobby Witt, I think I have 1 or 2 of his chromes. And again, this is stuff I picked up in like $1 or $2 boxes early on. I didn't spend a lot of money on these cards. So that's what I own. I just want to be fully transparent with you guys on that one. Anyways, I'll catch you in another video.